Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of Fright Friday, and today we are talking about Pulse, aka Kairo, aka Circuit. This is a Japanese horror film from 2001, and we're going to be talking about this movie today, so I hope you will stay tuned for this spooky movie. Is it spooky? I'm not sure. I don't know. We'll get to that in a minute. I do want to say thank you to everybody who subscribed recently and given me the thumbs up and commented. You're all amazing and you keep me going with this channel. So in my previous video, which was for the film Nightmare Beach, this past Tuesday, this is my return to my channel officially, although I've still been publishing videos up until about 2 weeks ago. I did take a little hiatus there because I moved and I started a new job and things were just a little crazy for me. So, but I am getting back to it and I'm doing all kinds of reviews and I'm super excited to be getting back to this because I have been missing it, honestly. And I used to do videos every week. I would record Cult Movie Tuesdays and Fright Fridays every week. And then I kind of got into a routine where I would film like a month or two ahead. And then what happens though is I kind of get like 4 or 6 weeks into it of pre-recorded ones. And then I kind of start to miss the actual act of doing recordings and posting videos for you. So I'm really kind of happy to be doing this again. And although I am kind of doing that again because the holidays are coming and I'll probably be spending time with family and doing other creative things. So anyway, but I do have a bunch of new videos coming up, so I'm really excited, and I'm really excited to be in my new space. Behind this, there's a curtain right here to my my right, which is going to be kind of a video closet for me. So I've actually got all my movies divided by genre, and I'm gonna get it all fixed up. And then once I do, I'll give you a little mini tour of my movie closet, which I was thinking, like, I was joking with my sister saying, all I need is like a popcorn machine and a laminator, and I could open my own video store. So anyway, but that's in the works over here. So maybe in the new year, that would be a cool video to do. But anyway, today we're talking about this movie, Pulse. There are a bunch of movies called Pulse, which I will talk about in a minute. This is the Japanese horror film of the name Pulse, which is called Kairo, spelled Kairo in Japan, which I believe means circuit in Japanese, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if I have any Japanese followers, but if I do, you can correct me if I'm wrong. This is a horror sci-fi film from 2001, directed by Kiyoshi Kurosawa. This person has done a whole ton of other movies that I don't know, so it's a bit of a blind spot for me. But I did know about this movie more recently, just watching other channels' reviewers, and discovered this movie, and so I finally picked up a copy. This now I'll have to apologize for my Japanese because it's not strong, obviously. But Kumiko Aso was one of the people who starred in this. They were also in the film Ring O Birthday, which is allegedly or apparently a prequel to the Ring movie. And that person also did a lot of Japanese movies and TV that I don't know. This also stars Kiyoki Kato, who was in, I did recognize The Last Samurai with Tom Cruise, as well as the animated feature Blood, the Last Vampire. The synopsis for this film is, after college student Taguchi commits suicide, a number of young adults living in Tokyo witness terrifying visions transferred across the internet. As more people disappear throughout the city, the internet becomes a breeding ground for malevolent spirits. 3 seemingly disconnected stories follow Michi, Ryosuke, and Haru as they attempt to solve the mystery behind the ghostly visions that are seeping beyond their computer monitors. So this is kind of like an early internet film, which I think in the film they're like using dial-up, and I don't know if it's like fear of the internet or what they were trying to go for here, or that the internet would like suck our souls, which I guess it has, into some other realm, and that we would be like these ghostly visions from beyond. But Yeah, this when I watched this, because it is very dated, because obviously because of the technology, but it did feel very much like that, like fear of the internet when it was first getting popular, and like, what is this going to do to us? And obviously, it's done a lot of bad things, done a lot of good things too. Um, but it definitely had that vibe of like, oh, this could be bad, and like, obviously the sci-fi element is that people are disappearing, and then they're have these ghostly visions on computer screens and things like that. So, but it definitely gave me that vibe. There was an English language remake, also titled Pulse, that debuted in the year 2006, and that spawned 2 sequels. I have not watched any of those films. I thought I heard that the 2006 Pulse wasn't very good, so I kind of avoided it. If you saw it and you think I should check it out, you can leave a comment below. Pulse was first released in Japan on February 3rd of 2001, where it was distributed by Toho, which I believe is the company that distributes the Godzilla films. Distant Horizon purchased worldwide distribution rights to the film. The film premiered at the Uncertain Regard category at the Cannes Film Festival that year. The film's Japanese title, which is written in kanji, translates into English as Circuit. Takashi Miike, who also or who directed Audition, Ishi the Killer, and One Missed Call, has said that this is the only film that has frightened him as an adult. So there you go. If it frightened him, if you've seen those movies, especially like Ichi the Killer and Audition, Ishi the Killer, if it scared him, then you know it's pretty intense. An earlier horror film named Pulse from 1988 had a similar plot about evil electrically powered entities, but it is not connected to either this or the 2006 American version of Pulse. And I don't know if I did a review of that movie. I think I did a review of that movie. I did not like that movie. I'm actually trying to get rid of my Blu-ray, but very different movies, but similarities, I guess. The critical reception for this film is it currently holds a 76% on Rotten Tomatoes, if you follow that type of thing. The Guardian magazine or website called it, quote, an incredibly creepy horror film, unquote, that in the same way as Ring, quote, finds chills in the most dingy and mundane of locales, skillful deployment of grisly little moments and disturbing cryptic imagery produce the requisite mood of dread and gloom, unquote. I thought that's captured it pretty well. Some critics did say that the film was a bit too slow. I think one of the reviewers said that it left the viewer in a constant state of anticipation, which I guess if that's your thing, you might really like it. I found this movie dreadfully slow. Like I found it to be a real slog to get through. I thought parts of it were really good. Some of the imagery of I don't know if I guess there's none on this case, but like I guess the ghostly face on the computer screen, and then there were parts where you didn't see this kind of like version, but you see this kind of shadow on the wall, almost like a stain on the wall. And sometimes that was pretty spooky. Considering this was like one of the, I guess you would consider this maybe in the early batch of Japanese horror. I'm sure there was lots before this, but when Japanese horror got really big with The Ring and The Grudge and all that, this was kind of just before that, I think, or just around that time. And so it definitely had those kind of vibes for me. Dark Water was another one. The Eye. But I did find this movie really slow. I do feel like I want to rewatch this, though. Another one I watched recently was Scanners, which I think was a first-time watch for me, and it was another one where it was like, I really like it, but it's really slow. Like, it's really dreadfully slow. So, if you like that kind of thing, that kind of like slow burn, lots of creepy, kind of like that Japanese horror, like there is a scene where there's a guy behind a couch, and then the spooky like girl with the long hair comes up over the top of the couch, like sort of like the the person coming out of the TV in the ring, kind of that kind of thing, and the Grudge with the weird creakly noises and things like that. So I would say if you like The Ring and The Grudge and Dark Water and The Eye, you probably dig this. It's a little bit more of a slow pace though compared to those ones. It's a bit more of a slow burn, but would recommend it though if you like Japanese horror and you're looking for something to just be kind of spooky. I did have to, honestly, I did have to watch this in 2 sittings because I was just like falling asleep, honestly. The parts that are creepy, really creepy. The mood, the tone of it was very spooky. Again, it's kind of a bit of time travel going back to that time when computers were just new and people were trying to figure out how to use the internet, and so it has a lot of those kind of like, I don't want to say fear of the internet, but just kind of that uncertainty, I guess, and that there's this new technology, and then you couple that with like people disappearing and then ghostly images in the computer screen and things like that. It does have a really good mood, like a good atmosphere to it. So this will definitely be one that I will probably revisit in the coming years. Maybe if I go on a J-horror binge, I'll revisit this and maybe I'll have different feelings about it. But for now, I thought it was a decent Japanese horror film, a decent horror film in period. And but again, it is a kind of a slow burn. This is 119 minutes. So again, I think part of the problem was it was just a little too long. If this had been maybe like 30 minutes shorter. This DVD was put out by Magnolia Home Entertainment in the year 2005. The DVD special features are the making of Pulse behind the scenes footage as well as a theatrical trailer. This is a Region 1 DVD, so it should be pretty easy to find and play. It is rated R for some violent images. I didn't find anything in it too over the top that in that sense, but it has lots of great quotes on here. The scariest film of the year, says Gavin Smith of Film Comment. Peter Travers of Rolling Stone says, possesses the dark art to make your pulse pound and your hair stand on end. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something, or maybe I'm burned out on Japanese horror. I thought The Grudge was way scarier. I thought Ringu was way scarier. But again, if you want like that kind of more of a slow burn, it does have that kind of sci-fi element to it, which kind of sets it apart from a lot of those other ones. So it is an interesting film, and like I said, I'll probably revisit this in the coming years. So this DVD edition is from Magnolia. Yeah, you can currently watch this for free on the Plex app. You can also watch it for free on the Tubi app, everyone's favorite. And you can also, if you want to pay for it, rent on Apple TV. I've never seen this out in the wild when I've been thrifting, so I don't know how common it is, but you could probably shop for this online if you really want to get a copy. That's my thoughts on Pulse, aka Kairo, aka Circuit. Did you see this film? What did you think of it? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you thought of this film. Consider giving me the thumbs up if you like this review. Consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, if you like cult movies, horror movies, thrifting hauls, and all that kind of jazz. Like I said, coming up in the upcoming weeks as we approach the holidays, I will be doing a special holiday episode. I'll probably just be talking about some of the Christmas movies I've watched this year so far, and maybe sip some eggnog or something. But those are my thoughts on Pulse. I'd love to hear what you thought of this film. And that's it for me for today. So until next time, I will see you at the video store or at the thrift store or just out and about somewhere. Hopefully I will not see your face on a 1998 computer monitor coming out of the corner of my room in the darkness, because that would be really scary, kids. But until next time, take good care of yourselves. I hope everyone's getting in the holiday spirit. I'm pretty pumped up. I'm excited. I know I'm getting some cool movies for Christmas because somebody special said, what can I get you this year? And I gave them my wish list of cool movies that I would like to add to my collection. So, and I've seen some, not that I'm going sneaking under the tree, but I do see some shapes of presents that look very similar to this dimension. So hopefully I'll have some cool movies to review on the channel in and around Christmas or New Year's. So anyway, that's it for me for today. Take good care of yourselves and your family and your friends, and bless you, and I will see you in the next video.